We're here with John Dalli at New Europe's Brussels headquarters. It's been an interesting couple of days, Mr. Dalli. Let me jump right into the thick of it. It's been alleged that the Maltese businessman asked for €60 million to change legislation. Is the commissioner bribable?
Absolutely not, and these are really fantastic figures.
A critical question, which I know you've answered before. Did you or did you not have knowledge that this businessman was asking for money to alter legislation?
Absolutely not. I did not have any idea or awareness whatsoever about any communication about this issue.
Did you know that he was speaking to the tobacco lobby on your behalf?
Absolutely. I had no knowledge of this communication.
All right, let's move on. I have in front of me a report issued by Philip Morris on August 9th, where Olaf Director General Giovanni Kessler is quoted as supporting their position in their Italian parliament, where in June of this year he said that altering the tobacco packaging, as of course is expected in the Tobacco Products Directive, would make counterfeiting easier and cheaper. Can you comment on that?
My only comment on this is that anybody is investigating Giovanni Kessler who will use this as an ambiguous circumstantial evidence.
Well, let's talk about the Tobacco Products Directive. Can you tell us some of the key elements that were expected from this directive?
Well, the key elements, as you have just said, were the better control of the package itself by giving it more space than today about the area where consumers and citizens would be informed on the damage that tobacco is doing to them, and also on helplines to stop smoking. Then we were also proposing a control of the flavorings, what we call characterizing flavorings that we use on tobacco, not the ingredients that are required to manufacture the cigarette itself, especially when one is using such tobacco as the burley tobacco that is grown in Europe to make it processable into cigarettes. We were not going to touch those, but we were going to touch the flavorings like, for example, vanilla flavors and chocolate flavors and strawberry flavors that make cigarettes much more attractive to younger smokers, especially female young people. Then we were also controlling the smokeless tobacco. Tobacco like snus is not an issue because snus will have a court case that
so we're talking
has
about electronic cigarettes.
We are also other type of new now products that the industry is inventing and that we feel can start people into addiction and which we therefore want to control. And then such things as electronic cigarettes, which we want to also regulate as to the amount of nicotine that the cartridge must contain before it becomes a candidate for pre-authorization into the market. Another issue that we were considering is the issue of traceability of the cigarette, so that we will make sure that there are no cheap cigarettes on the market.
Now, can you tell us what is the financial gain to the industry for every year of delay to this directive?
Well, I think it's billions of euros we're talking about here, but there's a gain for the citizens if this directive is passed through, because hundreds of thousands of lives will be saved and other billions will be saved from our health systems all over Europe, which is so important to make our health systems sustainable in the future.
For how long has this Tobacco Products Directive been prepared so far?
No, we have been working on this for many months, and as I have been saying over and over again, this has passed through 2 impact assessments, and we were now ready to launch this directive through inter-services being the first step, We were ready, in fact, on the 25th of August, but this was stopped. And then again, in the beginning of October, it was stopped. And then again, in next Monday, which is the 22nd of October, and it was stopped.
Well, I have a very interesting opinion piece here, which was produced on the day, essentially, that this story unfolded. And it's written by a representative of Imperial Tobacco and suggests that snus should not be banned. And it suspects that the Commission has a, quote, hatred of tobacco. Is this the case? And can you tell us some more about the case of snus?
Well, the case of snus, as I have said, is a case where we have a court judgment which bans it in Europe, except for Sweden, which has a derogation for marketing this product. We consider that snus and other smokeless tobacco products are very dangerous because they can be a startup in the nicotine addictive process, especially for younger children and for women. And this is why we consider these type of products as dangerous. But again, I have to say here that whoever was proposing a change in the treatment of snus in Europe, it's crazy, because having a court case, it is political suicide to try and change anything like this.
Now, what can we expect to happen with the Tobacco Products Directive? Can you give us a timeline and a best case scenario given the circumstances?
What I would like to happen is that the deadline of next Monday is maintained, so that the Tobacco Directive will continue on its course of debate within the services of the Commission, as usually is done, and then on to Parliament and Council for their deliberations. This is what I would like to happen, but what is going to happen, especially on the time frame now that we are talking about, since what I'm hearing is that this is frozen until a new Maltese commissioner is appointed, then it means that, taking into account that this new Maltese commissioner would not go to the whole process, even if a name is issued tomorrow, before January, and it will probably take a month before the new directive is put through the inter-service consultation, which will take another 2 months. This will push the tobacco industry out of the time frame of becoming legislation during this legislature, which means that in 2015 we start all over again.